Here's why you will be misunderstood. This is just something I was dwelling on today, so I figured I'd make a video on it. So, when it comes to life in general, if you consume this sort of content, I just assume you're on the same sort of vibe as me, or just we're like, right? So, we tend to have a mindset of wanting things far greater than what people would conceive as normal or achievable. And what you will face in life it's funny. You're either at a point where you feel discouraged by other people, or you just kind of just shrug it off because it doesn't bother you. Like when you speak about the things that you want in life, people will be like, you are very ambitious, or they just think you're deluded. Either way, I just like to see it as being ambitious. Because honestly, we only have one life. We're only going to experience this experience in this body once. So, what's the point in limiting myself to anything in the sense of what I can achieve when I could just aim for literally anything? Why would I put myself inside a box when I don't have to put myself inside a box, is what I'm trying to say. So, on that sense, you'll be misunderstood by quite a lot of people. Thankfully, though, I am quite grateful to say a lot of my closest friends are very similar minded. I'm not sure if it's a universal experience, but obviously the people you hang around with are likely to be similar to you. Some people may not be as lucky to have that, but I'm quite fortunate to be in that position where the people around me have a similar mindset. We're on the same wavelength. So if someone, quote unquote, normal heard us speaking, they'll think we're completely deluded and probably got a few bolts loose in their head. Probably do, but it is what it is. So I ain't gonna lie, I thought I just saw something on the back of my car. I actually got kind of scared, but I'll just leave that there. So as I was saying, more than just being ambitious, when certain things happen in your life, when you're going through a certain scenario, circumstance, when you ain't just got it good, right? The way in which you choose to handle that, even that people will misunderstand, because you can handle it in the most normal ways possible, which is when something happens bad in someone's life, what a normal person tends to do is run away from that, run away from just sitting alone in silence and dealing with it themselves, because it's too painful for them to face the reality of that. So they'd rather distract themselves with just anything that allows them to numb their mind and quiet that voice in their head. May that be alcohol or drugs or anything of that sort. And this sort of, how do I say, feedback, you'll receive it from people of all ages. And I feel like people genuinely in a younger age, they just wouldn't really understand you unless they're on the same wavelength as you. But even people older than you, they may not understand why you choose to deal with certain things the way you do. And in speaking about this, I could be wrong. They could be coming from a place of wisdom. But at the same time, like I said, you only live life once. I'm going to do everything in the manner of which I think is best. And with that way, you live with no regrets. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing things how you wanted to do it, the only person responsible for the outcome of everything is you. And you can be happy and live your life with that because you don't base it off of another person's words. Always take consideration, but don't let it be the end all be all. Your beliefs and values will be really tested by a lot of people in your life. It will be the people most closest to you, people of all ages. It could be your family, your friends. It could be anyone. The reason you have your core beliefs and values is because you saw it as the right thing to believe in and the right values to hold. You should not change that unless you have been given enough reasoning to believe otherwise. You shouldn't change that. you should stick to it. And you genuinely will stick to it. At times, it will be difficult. You will question whether if what you're doing is the right thing or not. And to that, the only thing I can say is time will tell whether if what you're choosing to do is the right thing or not. And that's the only real answer to it. There's no surefire, certain answer I can give you to whether what you're doing is the right thing or not. As long as it feels like to yourself right now what you're doing is the right thing, you're good. Because with the knowledge you have at this current point in time, you're doing the best you can. And as long as you're doing the best you can do, there's literally nothing that can be complained about. You need to give yourself props and give yourself the praise you deserve for sticking to what you believe is the right thing and continuously being loyal to those core values and beliefs. Don't change just because you're in a moment of weakness or doubt. That's what I have to say on that point. Choosing a path of ambition is quite interesting. I feel like initially, because I was a bit more exposed to this sort of content where people will let you know how if you're ambitious, people will kind of make fun of it and they'll see the reflection of their own failures and whatnot. Because I kind of already had that knowledge in my mind, I kind of could go into interactions with the defense, not even defense, just knowing what to expect. And then when you hear it, you're less taken by surprise and you kind of just shrug it off. That's the reason why I was able to shrug off so easily, is because at the end of the day, anything in this world, if it is conceived in your mind, you can conceive it in reality. That's just how it is. And sure, it may sound like I'm doing a lot of talking. Keep watching this space. I can't even tell you how I plan on getting to where I plan to get to right now. All I know is it's going to happen and I'm going to make it happen. Once I get a clearer idea of how I'll make it happen, I will make it happen. This is just a form of that. YouTube is one avenue, and I have not multiple avenues. I have, okay, not a multitude of avenues, but I have one or two main ways which I'm focusing in the current moment, and that is how I plan on getting to where I want to be in life. But even with that, I feel like it's just a continuous journey of growth. It's not like I will achieve one thing and be content with that. As much as some people may criticize that and ask, when would you ever be content? I feel like the human experience is just to just keep on growing. I feel like the moment you stop growing is when you die in a way, because we are the only species on Earth whose main priority is not just survival. Like, we question to ourselves what is the purpose of our existence, whereas animals, they don't do that. Their main focus is just surviving. So being given that gift of, I guess, free will, like, you can do what you want with that. And what I want to do is achieve everything I want to achieve and keep pursuing that growth, because growth is fun. When you are able to learn more and just incorporate that, or I'm not sure what the word is, implement that into your life, it just feels fun. It's like a video game. You learn a new skill, you implement it, and then you see how much easier it was to do something that you struggled to do before. It's just that whole element of things. I find that quite interesting. But yeah, that's what I have to say on this video. It is starting to get a bit dark at these time of days, so I have to figure something out. All this lighting we'll have to do. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. If you don't subscribe, you're still going to see my face, because I'm posting regularly, minimum twice a week. Anything more than that is just a bonus. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in my next video.